What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Cage My IQ. This is the Bellator 282 four-card breakdown sponsored by High Tide Herbal. I don't have much time to break down the four-card breakdown with you guys for this card, so I'm just going to give you guys my picks one by one on Tapology. Then I'm going to break down a little bit of my bets for Bellator 282, and then we're going to be out of here. Because I'm going on vacation, but I will be back to normal next week for UFC 276. But before we get into that, of course, I just want to get a shout out to everybody. We're on social media, of course, so if you can follow and subscribe to us on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, we appreciate it. And of course, all of our content is on the YouTube channel. Cage My IQ on YouTube. So if you could do us a favor, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe down below. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, and then also don't forget to hit the notification bell. So whenever we put the new content out, you guys get it right away. And then please smash the like button down below so we can get the algorithm going. And then hit us up in the comment section to the right. Give us your picks for Bellator 282. And let me know what bets you're going to use for this Friday night, because I'm going to break down a couple of mine towards the end of the show. And of course, we have a Cash App now. So if you guys want to donate to the show, all you guys do is go to Cash App and send a donation to $DanielBakley. Any donation sent to support the show, we appreciate. We love the fans. We love the people that tune into the show, and that's why we do this. So if you want to donate, and we'd appreciate it, that's the Cash App name right there. So all you got to do is send it to $DanielBakley. But let's get going with the breakdown of this card. As you see right there, Bellator 282, Mousasi versus Eblen. And then Mousasi's defend his middleweight title against Johnny Eblen. This is going to be a banger fight. It's going to take place at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Let's move on down. First, we got the first prelim fight. We got a lightweight matchup between Bryce Logan going up against Mandel Nello. I got Mandel Nello winning this by decision. I just like his length. I like his distance striking, and I think he keeps Bryce Logan from getting inside. He racks up the volume, and he gets the victory. Next, we got the middleweight matchup between Aaron Jeffrey versus Fabio Aguero. Fabio is going to come in. He has the power, the grappling, and just the striking on his side. But Jeffrey has the cardio, the movement, the speed, and then the volume on his side. With this one, I'm going with Aaron Jeffries by decision. I think he outvolumes Fabio Aguero, and then he avoids the knockout shots. Next, we got Cody Law versus James Gonzalez in the featherweight division. This is a BJJ artist versus a wrestler. I got Cody Law winning by submission round 2. I think his wrestling is going to just dominate James Gonzalez. And I think he makes James Gonzalez tire out by all the takedowns he's going to use on him. And his jiu-jitsu is very underrated, and I think he wins by a rear naked choke in round 2 of this fight. Moving on to the next one, we got a women's flyweight matchup between Alejandra Lara versus Joan. I'm going to go with Alejandra Lara to bounce back. I got her winning by KO round 3. I just like her striking a little bit better. This is to me, this was a kind of a hard matchup to decide because I could see it going both ways. But I could see Lara getting the finish here, and that's why I'm going with her round 3. As long as she can finish Joan, of course, she's going to win. If this goes to decision, it could go both ways. So I'm going with Lara KO round 3. Moving on to the next one, we got a welterweight matchup. We got Sabah Hamasi versus Mohegan Sun. I'm going with the power striker here. I'm going with Sabah Hamasi. He has those knockout shots in the first round. He comes out swinging, and when he hits you and connects, you get knocked out. And that's what I see happening here. I think he knocks out Mohegan in round 1 of this fight. Moving on to the next one, we got Anatoly Tokov versus Muhammad Abdullah. Muhammad Abdullah hasn't fought any competition at all, and he's coming into this fight against a really good up and coming fighter in Anatoly Tokov. I think he just manhandles Muhammad. He out grapples in, outstrikes him, and he wins by a dominant unanimous decision victory in this one. So I'm going Anatoly Tokov by decision. Moving on to the next fight, we get to another prelim fight: KatSenganu versus Pam Sormstan. You're going to see a lot of grappling and counter striking here. I got KatSenganu by decision. Pam Sormstan always puts on a good fight, but she always tends to lose in her fights. She doesn't do enough volume. She sometimes gets taken down too many times and doesn't get enough in to make it go her way. So with this one, I got KatSenganu by unanimous decision victory. This could be a fight that gets decided by split decision, but I got KatSenganu in this one. Moving on to the next one, we got Brett Primus versus Alexander Shabili. In the lightweight division, I got Brett Primus continuing his winning with the KO in round 1. This guy can strike with power. He lands a lot of volume when he does it. And he can wrestle as well. He has a lot of good counter and reversals in the one loss that he had where he got taken down and controlled on the mat. He did a lot of good stuff in that fight to try and get it out and try to lock in a submission or just throw off of his back. He just keeps on moving and he keeps on defending himself. And in this one, I see him just knocking out Alexander in round 1. I think he gets it going really fast and he gets out of dodge within the first couple minutes. So we got Brett Primus KO round 1. Now we're moving on to one of the last fights on the prelim. We got Lucas Brennan going up against Johnny Soto. And we got 2 grapplers here who are submission artists. I think early on it's going to be Lucas Brennan. He's going to look good early, but then he might start to tire out later. Johnny Soto is also, like I said, a submission artist, but he tends to start off slow. He has great cardio, so he picks it up later on. I got Soto lasting into the 3rd round, where I see him getting that 3rd round submission via guillotine over Lucas Brennan. And this is my dog of the week here, Johnny Soto over Lucas Brennan, round 3 sub. Moving on to another prelim fight, we got Dan Murray versus Achilles Mota. I got Murray winning by decision. I think he has the better striking, the better movement. I think he outvolumes Mota, and he picks up the victory in this lightweight preliminary card matchup. So once again, I got Dan Murray by decision. Now we've moved on to the main card. We got a welterweight matchup between Brandon Ward versus Cassius Kane. I got the big time boxer winning by grappler winning by first round knockout. In his past couple fights, he showcased those quick hands and the combinations. He can hit for volume, he can hit late, he can hit for power. He showcased a lot of that in his last fight earlier this year. He put on a clinic and he just destroyed his opponent. I think he does the same thing here with the first round knockout of Cassius Kane. So Brendan Ward by first round knockout. Moving on to the main card matchup. This is a tournament quarterfinal matchup in the Grand Prix. It is 5 rounds. We got Magomedov going up against Enrique Balozola. This is a tough matchup because you got 2 guys who can grapple. You got Balozola, who's quicker and can strike faster, but of course Magomedov has the Dagestanian wrestling. He has good cardio. He can strike a little bit, but he tends to tire out a little bit, and he doesn't have too many skills like all the other Dagestanians do. He basically preys on the lane prey in ground and pound. But I still got him getting the victory here. This is going to be one of the closest fights. I think it is a split decision because he might not out volume Balozola. Balozola will out volume him by a little bit, but he's going to control the fight on the mat. Doing so, he'll have more takedowns, more control time, and he's going to spend more time on top of Balozola. So that's why I think he's going to win, but it'll be a split decision. You might because he'll get out volume. So I got Magomedov advancing in the tournament over Enrique Balozola by decision. Moving on to the co-main event, Eden, we got another tournament quarterfinal matchup. We got Leandro Hego versus Danny Sabatello. This is 5 rounds. We got Hego, who's a striker. He moves, he throws striking, he defends takedowns pretty well. He grapples. His grappling's pretty decently. He's gonna be a tough out here, but Danny Sabatello is just endless motor. This guy takes you down, takes you down, does a lot of ground and pound, looks for submissions. He can go all 5 rounds if he has to. He's won a lot of his fights by decision, and I think it's the same way here. I think he dominates Hego in this one. He takes him down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. He dominates the fight on the mat. He gets a lot of control time in this, and he does some ground and pound, but he doesn't finish Hego, but he gets a dominating unanimous decision victory over him, and he advances to the semifinals of the Grand Prix. So once again, I got Danny Sabatello by unanimous decision victory over Leandro Hego. Moving on to the main event in the evening, we got the Bellator MMA middleweight championship of the matchup of the world. 5-round matchup between the dream catcher Gegard Mousasi versus the human cheat code Johnny Eblen. This is going to be a striker versus grappler matchup. Of course, Gegard Mousasi has good takedown defense, but it's usually not as good early on, and then it improves later because he has really good cardio, and then he has advanced striking. He has knockout hands, but he likes to rack up the volume, damage you until he gets the victory, and he's going to try and do that early to Eblen, but Eblen is a world-class wrestler who can knock you out, take you down, control you on the mat, or he can submit you. He can do all 3. A lot of people have questioned his motor and his cardio, but what I've seen on the tape, he has great cardio, a great motor. He has averaged 4 to 5 takedowns a fight. He's just dominated on his matchups. Just look at his last one against former number 1 contender John Soto. He came in there. He took him down 4 or 5 times. He dominated the fight on the mat, and he rode that to a unanimous decision victory in that matchup. And what I see here is a lot of people are going to think Gegard's going to win by knockout. I'm going to go with the dog here. I'm going to go with Johnny Eblen. I think he controls the fight in the first 2 to 3 rounds. He uses his wrestling to take down Mousasi. John Soto did that in that fight, but he is more content. He is more picky when he's on the mat. He just doesn't waste energy. Eblen will ride you out and just lay on top of you, throw shots when he has to. He's not going to waste energy just throwing at you. So I think he does that. To me, he is the bigger guy. He can control Mousasi on the mat, and I think he does so. I do see Gegard Mousasi coming back and making this a fight in the later rounds, in rounds 3, 4, and 5. But I think Eblen does enough to not get knocked out, and then when they get to the judges' scorecard, it'll be Eblen 3-2 because I feel like he's going to win 1, 2, and 3. Gegard's going to win 4 and 5. A lot of people would think 3 would be close, but I think Eblen's grappling in 3 before he starts tiring out just a little bit would do enough to edge the 3rd round. So I got Johnny Eblen winning this one by unanimous decision victory. Could be a split decision. We know how the judges can be, but I'm going with the underdog here. I know it's a big leap of faith because Mousasi has been dominating the competition in Bellator, but from what I see from this guy, he has dominated as well. He's the human cheat code for a reason because he can do a lot. And then he's been improving his striking on top of that. I just think as long as he follows the plan, he grapples with Mousasi, gets him down the mat, controls him there, doesn't waste his energy because all he has to do is hit him every now and then. And he needs to be patient. And as long as he can do that, he should be able to win this one by unanimous decision victory. Other than that, if he doesn't, then I would see Gegard Mousasi winning by round 3 knockout. It all depends on how Johnny Eblen comes into this fight and how he takes himself, like game plan wise. But I think he'll win by unanimous decision victory to become the new Bellator middleweight champion. Now let's move on to the betting odds here, as you see right there with DraftKings. Uh, One of the bets that I have for you guys is I got Johnny Eblen and Danny Sabatello by decision. And if you use Johnny Eblen by decision, you get plus 600 odds. Of course, it's not going to show it on here right now, but I usually use DraftKings or Bet 365. On Bet 365, I've got Eblen by decision for plus 605, like I said. So I parlay that with Danny Sabatello by decision. He is, I believe, nice 200 by decision. So you combine them together and you get a very nice payday there, about to balance it out. So I'm using that as a bet right there. So Eblen and Sabatello both by decision. I might go with the to hedge it. I might go with the Gegard Mousasi by knockout. That is a plus 110, I believe, odds to go on Bet 365. I'm using that to hedge it out. That way, I either can win quite a bit with the parlay, or I can get with the Mousasi, and I believe I am also doing Sabatello with him too, with the money line as well. So just to get a little bit more juice out of it. I'm also going with Brennan Ward by knockout. I feel confident that he gets a knockout here. It's not the greatest of odds. It is on here minus 270, and it gets knocked down to I think minus 150. So it's not the greatest, but still good. He wins majority of his fights, if not all of them, by finish. So I can only imagine he should win by knockout in that one. I am also going to go down here. I like a combination here. I like Johnny Soto to win. He, as you see right there, he is plus 350 or plus 380, depending on what site you use. I am going to combine him with Johnny Eblen uh, right there, money line, and combine him with, of course, Danny Sabatello. I am going to use the three of them as a parlay, trio wise. It all depends on, of course, Eblen in that fight in Soto, but that pays out quite a bit in that one. I think Soto can win later on in that fight. I think it's going to be a sub, but to play it safe, I'm going to go with the money line and hope he can do enough to at least get the victory no matter what. And then the last one I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with Dan Murray, money line minus 140, along with Sabah Hamasi at minus 155. They're going to be separate. They're going to be single ones. I feel like both guys are going to get the victory there uh, in, in dominant fashion. So Sabah Hamasi, like money line, and then of course, like just like I said, Dan Murray money line in that one. Other than that, that'll wrap things up with today's short Bellator 282 4-card breakdown plus betting odds here with yours truly, Cage. I'll get, for the next Bellator event, I'll go more in depth with that. As always, I just didn't have too much time for this video, but I thank you guys for tuning in, checking out my picks. Let me know what you think of my picks and my betting picks for Bellator 282. Hit me up in the comment section with your opinions and let me know who you are going to bet on for this card for this Friday. And then also, if you haven't done so already, smash the like button down below and subscribe to the YouTube channel and all of our social media channels right there on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. All you got to do is search Cage My IQ. And then, of course, donate to the show if you would like to support us at Moneyline DanielBakley on Cash App. And then check out our sponsor, which is High Tide Herbal. They're running a promo code through us, Cage My IQ 10, at checkout of hightideherbal.com to receive 10% off your next purchase. I will be back next month for Bellator 283. We got a few weeks before the next card, so enjoy the time off. Come back next time so we can go through the breakdown again. And as always, check out all the content here on Cage My IQ. But other than that, that'll wrap things up. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.